Martin Kenny. Thank
Hello.
you for the invitation, man.
Oh, you're welcome, brother.
It's a really, really beautiful day. And I didn't want to leave without getting your inspirational story. I resonated with it a lot, and yeah, I think a lot of people could do with hearing this for themselves, because courage is something that people struggle with. Definitely myself, and I think stories like of yours and many other people, they should be shared.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to put that on my platform. So
Awesome.
if you could just let me know how things were for you, maybe a couple of years ago, even just a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So my journey really began in 2016. I'll try and make it as short as possible because it's like most people's stories, it's long and
Yeah.
complicated, but I'll shorten it. My story began in 2016. I, like most people before their awakening, I was in the Matrix. I was trying to make it, living the dream, or trying to live the dream. And like most people, I had a feeling something wasn't right about the world, but just didn't have the information or knowledge or whatever it is to see what was not right with the world. Until 2016, on the 16th, on the 6th of August 2016, in the middle of a depression, I suppose. I thought I was going through a midlife crisis. Something happened to me. I was at home, depressed. I called in sick at work. I was borderline suicidal, really. I was ready to check out. I'm done with this place. Nothing makes sense. I want to go now. And I was sat one day watching some documentary on YouTube, and I saw a thumbnail that said, "Man believes Earth is flat." So of course, like most people, I scoffed and went, "Oh God, really? What's happening? The world's going crazy." But I'll watch it for entertainment value. So I clicked on it, started watching, and it was Dave Murphy, allegedly Dave, doing his interview in Macedonia. And about 50 minutes in, I had stopped laughing. I wasn't laughing anymore. Obviously, there was this articulate man, very well spoken, obviously very well educated, because that's how I ranked intelligence, like most people, how they sound and how they look. And I thought, well, why is this quite obviously intelligent man, well spoken, well educated, why does he believe this? This is madness. But not only that, he seemed to know a lot about the science that he was trying to disprove in the heliocentric science. So he was comparing the two models of the heliocentric cosmology and geocentric cosmology. Suffice to say, long story short, by the end of the video, something happened in me. I had this feeling of euphoria. I had this feeling of, if this is true and I can look into this and prove this, this is my smoking gun. This is my proof that for sure I'm not crazy. There's something not quite right with this reality. And that's what happened. So I went on a mission to try and disprove him first over the next 3-4 days. I did my own research, I did my own science, in inverted commas, and very quickly I came to the conclusion that quite obviously what I've been told about where I am and what I am is not what it is. I subsequently went on a 21-day urine fast. I became vegan instantly. I decided, because Dave was vegan at the time, I thought, well, let me look into the vegan thing, which I did, and it made sense for the first time. I had looked at it before, but it didn't resonate, didn't make sense. But for all kinds of reasons, the stars were aligned for me on that day. And it all just clicked into place. It all made sense. And I was in a state of euphoria for 21 days during that urine fast. I can't explain that feeling that I had. And I think my DNA was rewritten during those 21 days, because when I came out of that, I was a different human being, different man completely. And anyone who knew me before that day or that week and who met me afterwards, most of them thought I was a clone. Someone's cloned you. This is not Martin Kenny. This is someone else. And I'm sure most of you who've had the awakening will resonate with what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what happened, and I spent about 2 years going down the rabbit hole, uh, preaching my truth that I'd found to anyone who would give me the time or day. I was determined to change the world. I'm going to scream and shout everything that I've learned to as many people as I can, and if enough of us hear this, if enough of us feel and see what I'm seeing and feel what I'm feeling, the world will change in minutes. So of course, that's part of the awakening. It's a bit naive, obviously. Now that I'm further down the line, I'm realizing that it's a bit more complex than that. It's not as simple as that. Anyway, long story short, about a year and a half ago, I got to the stage or the realization that I'm not going to change the world. Martin Kenny is not going to change 7 billion people, whatever it is, with my truth, because most people don't care or are not ready to receive it, or it's just not the time for everyone. And at that point, I started to really think about what I was going to do. And I decided, well, the only way for me to move forward and to be happy is to leave the matrix, to remove myself from the environment that doesn't suit me anymore, and to meet up with other people or join up with other people that are perhaps in the same field of frequency as I am. We have the same inner standing, on the same journey as me. So I started working up the courage and trying to sort things out to get myself into a position or place where I could be with people that are like-minded. At the time, I was in a lot of debt. I was in the matrix. I was a bit of an inventor, an entrepreneur. I was trying to set up businesses and all sorts of things and borrowing lots and lots of money. And one day I woke up and thought, right, I've had enough. I'm done now. I'm going to check out. So the first thing I did is I came across some legal name fraud documents, and a Scottish guy, I forgot his name now, but he was helping people declare their sovereignty legally. So I researched or looked into it, and he had some financial documents on there which I downloaded and printed out, and I sent the bank 3 letters informing them of who I was. I'm no longer the strawman, the person you gave the fake loan to. The fiat money does not exist. I'm now a free being, so I won't be paying the fake money back, and I'm now asking you to delete my account and close my bank account and we draw a line underneath it, or I'll be charging you for fraud. So it took a lot of guts, but I did it, and I'm glad I did, because within 48 hours of the 3rd letter, the bank account was closed. No more loan, no more bank account. So that was my first taste of universal magic, and I knew, wow, okay, we're definitely in a simulation, in a game here. I've just faced the banking system and won very easily. I didn't have to go to court or anything. I sent them 3 pieces of paper with words on them. So that really began the journey of me having courage to do other things. The second stage of it, I thought, right, now that I've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the game. So I went back into the system and got quite a few loans out, and decided I was going to use that money to build a motorhome for myself and my family, which is what we did. We bought a horse box, we built a motorhome. I left work within 6 weeks, so it took 6 weeks to build the motorhome. I left work, my wife Gabby left her job, we pulled the kids out of school, and we hit the road with no money and no income, and no idea what we were doing or where we were going. But one thing was for sure, I knew that I was doing the right thing. I was following my heart. My heart was telling me, you need to start removing yourself from the matrix. You need to start finding your own sovereignty. You need to start being brave. You really need to start setting an example. Be the change that you wish to see. And the universe or God or the monad source, whatever you want to call it, gently whispered to me along the journey that I've got your back. Just walk your talk. You've been talking the talk, time to walk it. So we were in our van for about 4 months before we ran out of money. And I thought, right, okay, run out of money. Coincidentally, that same week our van broke down, the clutch went. We had £100 in the bank. I had 2 kids in the back, and my wife, and a dog. And I remember sat on the side of the road thinking, what have I done? Have I made a mistake? I might have to go back to work now. Do I go back in the matrix? I don't see a way out. I don't know what to do. But once again, that voice, that quiet voice said, I've got your back. It's all good. Keep walking. So I phoned the mechanic, and he says it's going to be £500 to get the van fixed. So I said, no worries. I said, come pick up the van, which he did. He came, he picked it up. I took the kids to the park, stressed, thinking, how am I going to pay this bill? What am I going to say to the mechanic? So I reached for my phone thinking, well, maybe I'll borrow some money from some friends or family, and I don't know, I'll see if I can borrow from someone. And as I picked up my phone, a message pinged through. And someone says, hi Martin, my name is so-and-so. I've just come into quite a bit of money. I'd like to bless you. Here's £500 for helping me. And I thought, wow, okay. Thank you, universe. And yeah, so yeah, I picked up my phone, and at that moment, a message pinged through. Hi Martin, you've helped me with all the work that you've done on YouTube. I'm really grateful. I would like to make a donation of £500. So at that moment, I knew straight away that's the universe answering my call. So excited, I went to the mechanic once the car was fixed. I said, right, I'm here to pay for the car. And he says, yep, that'll be £300, thank you. And me and Gabby looked at each other and I thought it was 500. But we didn't ask questions, obviously. We gave him the 300. So we were £200 richer on that day. We drove off and we thought, wow, this is amazing. You know, we've got money for food for the week. We've got the van fixed. We're back on the road. We're happy again for now. So off we went. We thought we were going to drive towards the coast. I had this urge to want to leave the UK. This desire, this deep push, I suppose, that said to me, you've got to get out of here. Leave the UK now. I didn't know where we were going to go, but I just knew we had to get out. And so we thought we'll just drive towards the coast. And again, Mother, I'm all yours. My hands are up. Do your thing. So anyway, we got as far as Bournemouth, and we were in Bournemouth, and we ran out of money once again. And same thing happened. We're sat on the beach, and we're thinking, what do we do now? And I was actually contemplating getting a part-time job or something. And me and Gabby did a bit of a meditation on the beach. And then as we were about to get up, we were like, no, it's fine, it's done. Something's going to work out. And as we stood up, my phone pinged again. I looked at the message. Similar message. Hi, Martin. I just want to thank you for everything that you've done for me. You've really helped me. I was depressed. I've inherited a bit of money from my grandfather. I would like to donate £5,000 for everything that you've done. So once again, I knew straight away that's the mother answering the call. So we went from nothing to 5,000 within minutes, and we thought, right, now we can leave the UK. So we booked our ferries, you know, we got whatever we needed to get. We got the van fixed. We're off into Europe. So we planned the journey. We started heading for Spain, not knowing where we were going to go. And money was starting to dwindle, obviously, because of petrol and toll roads and all that. And same thing happened again. Sat down, we thought, well, we're down to a few hundred now. We're in mainland Europe. Getting a job is not really an option. Mother, don't let me down now. You've had me all this time. Please, don't let go of my hand. And of course, because I think I was in the right place, I was doing the right things, I was sharing. She didn't let go of my hand. I got a message one morning, and the message said, hi, my name is so and so. I'd like to make a small donation, just as a thank you for everything that you've done. You've really helped me in my life, and I was depressed and everything else, and following your YouTube vlogs and your work, I've been motivated and inspired, and I feel alive again, and I just want to say thank you. So I said, yep, no problem, here's my bank details. And I was expecting a couple of grand, and 48 hours later there was 40,000 euros in the bank. More money than I've ever had in my bank. And I thought, wow, 40,000 euros, how has this happened? So naturally, I thought, well, I've got to go to Spain. This guy happened to be in Spain. We're heading in Spain. Got to Spain, we met him, lovely young man. And we spent a couple of days with him, and just said our thank yous. And yeah, we decided, well, now we've got funds, let's buy some land. Let's get a farm somewhere. And I've always wanted to start a mystery school, somewhere where, going back to the original thing from 2 years ago, I need to get together with like-minded people and share ideas and come together as one unit and build. I thought, now this is the great opportunity. We can buy land, we can buy property, and we can come together and we can do it. So I went on the internet. I went on a website called Pure Portugal, because it turned out Portugal is probably the cheapest place to buy land in Europe. I didn't know anything about Portugal, but I thought, well, land is cheap there, so that's where we'll go. And Pine Hill, the first property that we bought, was the second property on the website. And straight away, mother whispered in my ear, that's it, that's the one, you don't need to keep looking. So I spent 5 minutes on that site. I called the guy, I said, is the land available? He said, yes it is. I said, can I pay a deposit? And he says, aren't you going to ask me questions or come see it? I said, no, I don't need to ask you anything. That's the land that we're meant to be on. So he said, okay, so we paid the deposit. Within a couple of days, we arrived in Portugal. Of course, got to the land, loved it. It was exactly what we needed. We finished the purchasing of the land, and yeah, we moved in. This was September last year. And this is when we began the Pineal Foundation and everything else that we're now doing going forward, this community that we're building. And September, October, November, December, we were building on the land, we're planting, we're growing food in hindsight of 2020. Those of you who followed my journey will know I've been banging on about 2020 and what was going to happen and what is happening. So I thought, well, let me get ahead of the curve. Let's start planting food. Let's start getting things ready for when the shift hits the fam. Yeah, so round about January, once we had a bit of infrastructure at our original place, which was a 1 hectare small farm. There wasn't much on there. It was a little cottage and barren land. And we built a communal kitchen and some out toilets, and we started a garden and all kinds of things. We put waterworks systems, power, solar power. That's when I made the call out to start inviting people to come join the mystery school at the time. And this was around about January, and we got a bit of interest from a few people. A few people came and visited, and some stayed. Martin and Torste, who was still here. And then round about February, the guy who donated the original 40,000 to buy the land got back in touch. He's got a bit of money, and he says, look, Martin, I've got a bit of savings, I've got a bit of money, I've made quite a bit of money, and I don't want to be sitting on it. I want to share it. I want to help. I can see your vision. I can see how you want to change the world, and you want to be the change you wish to see, and I want to do the same. I want to help build whatever it is you're building. So I said, yeah, sure. Help in whatever you want to help. How do you want to help? So he said to me, well, what do you need to start a community? So I said, well, it's not what I need, it's what comes to me. So he says, well, how's 500,000? So I thought, wow, It's a lot of money, but I'm sure we can get lots done with that. And that's what happened. He pretty much donated or contributed €500,000, which has then allowed us to buy this beautiful land that we're on now, Seven Wells Farm, which is a beautiful 5-hectare farm. It's got a couple of houses, it's got beautiful land. We've got glass geodomes coming for greenhouses. We've got all kinds of things planned for a fully off-grid, self-sufficient community. And of course we've got people that are coming from all over the world now, from the States, from Asia, from Africa, from Europe, that are all coming together to create one big magnetic toroidal field. And that dream that I had 2 years ago is really starting to take shape now, more than I ever thought it would, quicker than I ever thought it would, and better than I ever thought it would. And it feels good. We almost feel like we're now getting to the stage where we're ready to take that next step. It's not about me anymore. It's now about the foundation and the community. And I'm looking forward to building and continuing the journey to the future. The moral of the story is courage, it's faith. What I've learned through the story that I've just shared with you is, if your heart is in the right place and you are genuinely seeking truth and love, and you're genuinely sharing truth and love without expecting anything back, then the universe will reward you and make sure that you're looked after. So I don't doubt the process anymore at all, in any way, shape or form. I am testament to the magic of sharing, of love, of community, of togetherness, of humanity. That's what humanity is. That's what we've lost. And this is why I love COVID, or this corona or crowning that we're going through. It's teaching us that we need to start coming together as communities. And those who don't will be isolated. And those who see it will answer the call. Many of you watching this know this is how we should be living. We should be in communities, we should be working together, we should be sharing resources. It's not about me anymore, it's about we. And the more of us that realize this flipping of the me to the we, the quicker we can manifest magic. It's not about changing the world, it's about changing your world, being the change that you wish to see. So I'm no longer interested in trying to change what's happening out there. I'm changing what's happening in here, inside of me, but also in here, the land that I'm living on, with the people that I'm with. And we want to set the example and say to those who are not yet courageous enough, those who are still living in scarcity and fear and anxiety, those who do not have the courage just yet, and saying, look, it's easy. It's really, really easy. All we have to do is learn to share. Learn to share, that's it, without expecting anything back. And when we do that, we live in abundance and we thrive, which we are now. I've never been more abundant in my entire life, with minimum effort. Minimal effort. And anyone who's joined the community will tell you the same thing. We are super abundant. We have everything we need and more. So if you're unsure about what you need to do, but there's that voice in you telling you you're not in the right place and you need to make moves, be brave. Fortune favors the brave.
That's right. Beautiful. Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.